For as long as humans have populated the planet Earth, one of our biggest questions has always been, are we alone in the universe? Is there other life out there? Even if it's just like a moth or a badger or something.
We've been searching the cosmos for centuries using space probes and really big telescopes, but even now in the 210th decade, we've not found one bit of life. Does this mean there isn't any out there? I don't know.
But 12 years ago, a discovery was made that could hold the key. A shiny metaphorical key that could unlock the answer and change the way we think about extraterrestrial life forever. Now, some scientists have started turning their attentions to further afield. If our universe was a box, these scientists have been thinking outside of it.
The notion of parallel universes is a common one in the science fiction genre. Like, there was this episode of Star Trek where Spock...
But is there really any place for this idea in the world of science fact? The answer is yes. Yes, there is. Back inside the box, we travel to Mississippi in the United Islands of America. One man who has always believed that our universe is not the only universe is this man here.
The problem with any big theories about outer space is that we've always been limited by what we can detect, what we can understand. I mean, this pinkfish only knows about the environment within its fishbowl. Sure, it can see outside to everything in this room, but it can't reach it, it can't understand it. And then there are things even outside this room.
For quite a few years now, there's been this idea that we're not really in a universe, we're just one in an infinite network of universes, a multiverse.
Just because the fishy doesn't know about cars, planes, fridges, hamburgers, toothbrushes, Norway, Carol Vorderman, does that mean they don't exist?
If indeed there are loads of other universes outside the one what we live in, what could be in them? Back over on this side of the Atlantic and waters, this physics boffin thinks he might know.
With an infinite number of universes joined together, there are infinite possibilities as to what could be in them. Literally anything is possible. It's a theory of anything. Here's an analogy involving a wall. Most of the bricks are empty and uninhabited as you'd expect, but a small percentage just happen to have something of interest going on. Like a snail, or graffiti, or two wasps doing sex. And imagine if this was an infinite wall. If you keep going on and on and on, and on and on and on.
So what point are you making?
Well, I'm just implying that absolutely anything could be living up there in other universes. Couldn't it?
Could it?
Yes.
If this theory of anything is correct, then the further you travel outside our own universe, the more likely it is that you'll find other ones where life has occurred by sheer chance. There's most probably other versions of me out there, narrating this exact same documentary. Possibly even one where I'm kind of doing it a bit in this kind of voice.
Sie würden schließlich andere Welten finden.
You'd eventually find other worlds which are completely different to this one, worlds which are identical to this one, and worlds which are very similar indeed to this one, but with minor differences.
Aber mit kleinen Unterschieden.
Like maybe one which is exactly the same, except that this microscope is not here, but here.
Don't move the lab equipment.
Oh, sorry, I was just...
For years, these ideas have been nothing more than speculation, scientific tittle-tattle. But in the year 1995, something happened. What that thing was a team of geologists made a discovery in the mountains of just north of Basingstoke that shocked the world.
I reckon that is over there.
What? That looks like some metamorphic. No, igneous.
They found something that couldn't possibly have been from our own universe. Something that would have been of particular interest to a scientist who was born over 70 years ago. Geoffrey Cackthorne.
Cackthorne was a leading colour theorist who, in 1964, published a paper predicting the existence of a third primary colour. Of course, at the time, everyone thought he was mad.
Well, as you can see on the mauve scale, there are two primary colours, blue and red, and all things purple lie somewhere in between. But if we place a third primary, colour X, here we would get a range of entirely new colours. This primary doesn't naturally occur in our universe, but it must exist.
Why?
Well, this proof proves it.
Cackthorne spent the next 30 years of his life in his laboratory, trying to create some artificial yellow, as he called it. Sadly, the best he ever managed was some microscopic particles of beige. He eventually became depressed at his constant lack of success, and in December 1994, the professor committed an act of self-suicide upon himself.
The sad and ironic full part is, a year after Cackthorne died, the yellow meteorite was discovered.
If you'd only been alive to see the meteorite. Sorry.
Rebecca Quaff and her fellow geologists had made the discovery of a lifetime. A discovery which linked two areas of science, colour theory and univology. About 3,000 decades ago, this beautiful lump of space rock hurtled towards our planet.
So, yeah, I slept with your wife, by the way.
What? You what? Why?
Don't know, just something to do.
What the hell's that? What, was it just the once, or...?
Anyway, I'm going back in the cave, bye!
Here was proof, finally at last, that yellow matter does exist, and more importantly, it seemed to suggest that there must be other universes.
I remember when I first saw it, I was like, what the frick is that?
The addition of a third primary also meant that there was now a range of sexy new colours to entertain our eyes with. Everybody remembers where they were on the 34th of July 1995, when yellow matter was first shown in the newspapers. I was in Chichester. In the months that followed, the whole world was swept by yellow fever.
It was funny. That year everyone was going around wearing these new colours. Like yellow shirts, yellow pants.
What, trousers?
Pants. I even had one of those green jackets. You know, with the...
What? Do you still have it?
Nah, no one really wears that shit anymore. It looks rubbish.
However, despite the rocky evidence, there are still a lot of people who disagree with the idea that our universe is just one of many, and that everything in it was created by chance.
Yeah, scientists, they think they know it all, but they're not as great as Steve, the Great One. He created the oceans and the trees. He created us. I mean, everything, pretty much. What have they done? They've done nothing.
So you believe everything was created by Steve, do you?
Steve the Almighty, yep.
What about the meteorite then?
Meteorite. There was no meteorite. Just lies. This is the only universe. There's no such thing as yellow.
Okay, well look at this, look, we've got a sample here. No, seriously, there is, look.
No.
I'm showing it to you now.
That's a light red.
Until another universe is actually discovered, faith groups such as the Stevians may never be convinced of the theory of anything. But if Han, Merchant and Spatula are right, just imagine the possibilities. Travelling out from Earth, past the other 12 planets in our solar system, and out of our universe altogether. Could anything really be possible?